The elevator doors slid shut with a quiet ding, sealing me inside with Marcus Holloway, CEO of Holloway Tech, and until 3 seconds ago, my boss. His cold gray eyes flicked over me, lingering on the pearl buttons of my dress, the delicate gold chain at my wrist, the way the silk hugged my curves. His lip curled. "Miss Laurent," he said, voice like a blade, "we need to talk." I arched a brow. "Oh?" He didn't wait for the elevator to move. "You're fired." The words hit like a slap. My grip tightened on my clutch. "Excuse me?" "Your aesthetic," he sneered, gesturing at my outfit, "is inappropriate for this company. You dress like you own the place. It's distracting, unprofessional." A disbelieving laugh bubbled up my throat. Unprofessional? This was $1,000 dress. I'd worn it specifically for this meeting, his meeting, because I knew he'd be here, because today was the day everything changed. The elevator continued its ascent, floors ticking by. Marcus adjusted his cufflinks, smug. "HR will process your severance. Clean out your desk by noon." I tilted my head, letting my hair slide over one shoulder. "That's funny," I murmured. His eyes narrowed. "What is?" The elevator chimed. Penthouse level. The doors opened to a marble foyer, sunlight streaming through floor-to-ceiling windows. I stepped out, then turned, holding the door with one manicured hand. "Because you have until noon to sign the new lease agreement. Rent's due on the 1st, Marcus. Don't be late." His face went slack. "What?" I reached into my clutch and pulled out a single key card, emblazoned with the Holloway Tech logo. His logo. "You're in my building now." The color drained from his face. "You're the new landlord?" I let the elevator doors start to close between us. "Welcome to the neighborhood." His hand shot out, stopping the doors. "Victoria." I didn't flinch. "Yes, Marcus?" For the first time in his life, the great Marcus Holloway looked small. "We should discuss this." I tapped my clutch against my palm. "Oh, we will." Then I turned on my heel and walked away, leaving him gaping in the elevator. The game had just begun. Marcus Holloway's voice cracked through the silence like a whip. "Victoria, wait!" I didn't slow my pace. The click of my sandals echoed against the marble floor as I strode toward the penthouse office. His hurried footsteps followed me, a rare stumble in his otherwise flawless composure. "You can't just—" I spun around, cutting him off. "Can't just what, Marcus? Fire me for dressing too well? Owned the building your precious company operates in? Please, do enlighten me on what I can't do." His jaw tightened, but I saw the flicker of panic in his eyes. He wasn't used to losing control, but today I held all the cards. "This is absurd," he said, straightening his tie. "You're playing games." "Games?" I laughed, low and mocking. "You fired me in an elevator because my dress offended your delicate sensibilities? If anyone's playing games, it's you." His face flushed, but he recovered quickly, smoothing his expression into that cool, calculating mask he wore so well. "Fine, let's talk. Name your terms." I stepped closer, heels clicking with deliberate precision. "Terms? Oh, Marcus, this isn't a negotiation." "Everything's a negotiation," he shot back, but I could hear the uncertainty beneath his bravado. I smiled, slow and dangerous. "Not this time. You see, I've spent the last 5 years watching you dismantle careers, crush dreams, and treat people like disposable assets, all because you could. But now, I leaned in, close enough to see the faint pulse in his temple. Now, you're at my mercy." His jaw clenched. "What do you want?" "First," I said, stepping back, "you'll reinstate my position with a promotion, Vice President of Operations, effective immediately." He barked a laugh. "You're insane." "Second," I continued, ignoring him, "you'll issue a formal apology to every employee you've mistreated, including me. Victoria." "And third," I said, my voice rising, "you'll implement stricter HR policies. No more arbitrary firings, no more toxic culture." Or, I let the word hang in the air, savoring the way his throat worked. "Or," he asked, his voice barely above a whisper, "or I'll terminate your lease and evict Holloway Tech from this building. Simple as that." He stared at me, his chest rising and falling with shallow breaths. For the first time, Marcus Holloway looked lost. I straightened, smoothing my dress. "You have until noon to decide." "Victoria, feel free to use the elevator," I said, gesturing toward it. "It's on the house." His eyes burned with fury, but he said nothing, turning on his heel and stalking back toward the elevators. I watched him go, a smile tugging at my lips. The game had just gotten a lot more interesting. Marcus strode back into the penthouse office exactly 15 minutes later, his face a mask of practiced calm. But I could see the tension in his shoulders, the way his fingers flexed at his sides. He'd been stewing, plotting, trying to find a way out. "Victoria," he began, his voice smooth as silk, "I think we can come to an arrangement." I leaned back in the leather chair behind my new desk, crossing my legs deliberately. "Do enlighten me." He approached, standing opposite me with his hands clasped behind his back. A power pose, no doubt, but it didn't faze me. Not anymore. "I'll reinstate your position," he said, "and even consider the promotion, but the apology, the HR policies, that's unnecessary." I tilted my head, feigning curiosity. "Is it?" "Yes," he said firmly. "Holloway Tech thrives because of its discipline, its efficiency. Your demands would undermine that." "Undermine," I echoed, my voice sharp. "Marcus, your discipline has cost this company talent, morale, and respect. Or did you forget the lawsuit from last quarter?" His jaw tightened, but he didn't respond. I stood, rounding the desk to face him directly. "You don't get it, do you? This isn't just about me. It's about every single person you've stepped on to get where you are. And guess what? Those people, they're tired of being stepped on." His eyes narrowed. "This isn't a charity, Victoria. It's a business." "Exactly," I shot back. "And right now, your business is on the line. So unless you want to explain to your investors why Holloway Tech is suddenly homeless, I suggest you reconsider." For a moment, he didn't move. Then slowly, he nodded. "Fine, you win." The words tasted like victory, but I wasn't done. "Good," I said, pulling a document from my clutch and sliding it across the desk. "Sign this." He glanced down at the paper, his brows furrowing. "What's this?" "It's a binding agreement," I said. "Everything we've discussed, your commitments, your promises, in writing." His lips curled. "You don't trust me?" "Not even a little," I said with a sweet smile. He stared at me, his jaw working as if he wanted to argue, but in the end he picked up the pen and signed his name with a flourish. "Happy?" he asked, tossing the pen onto the desk. "Ecstatic," I replied, tucking the document back into my clutch. He turned to leave, but I stopped him with a single word. "Marcus." He froze, glancing back over his shoulder. "Don't forget," I said, my voice laced with warning. He left without another word, the door clicking shut. I let out a slow breath, my heart pounding in my chest. It wasn't just about the power or the revenge, it was about justice, for me, for everyone who'd suffered under his reign. And this This was just the beginning.